This sunny weather. It's always too bright. I can't wait for the Arctic season when I go to that island. Oh, why? Hello there. I guess you hear about this month's episode. Well, let's get to it, shall we? Why, hello there, it is I, Lark the Vampire, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Bloody Fang-Tastic Show. And what a show I've got for you this month. I thought we would go over the movie, well, first we do a review, then mythology, then facts. And this month it is on the film 30 Days of Night. Let's go with the review first. So here we go, the review. So 30 Days of Night is directed by David Slade, based upon the comics by the same name by Ben Templesmith, starring Josh Hartnett, Melissa George, Danny Hewson, Ben Foster, and Mark Boone Jr. So this is set in a small Alaskan town where they're about to go into their 30 days of complete darkness. Only this time, some people get out of the town before the night comes in, but this time, the locals that remain are terrorized by a clan of vicious and hungry vampires, led by a vampire named Marlowe, played by Danny Hewson, and of course Josh Hartnett's character, the sheriff, leads as many people as he can to stay safe from these 30 days. But of course, these vampires aren't just vicious creatures, they're also smart and intelligent, and they are out for blood, and don't need an invitation to get into houses. But still, blood-sucking monsters nonetheless. And of course, at the end of the 30 days, as the day comes in, Hartnett makes the ultimate sacrifice by turning himself and fighting the lead vampire. And of course, does not want to remain this way, so he burns in the sun at the end. So what did I like about this? Well, I like the comics. I've read the comics in the past, and they're quite enjoyable and graphic. In this, though, we get to see, just blood shed after one another. The vampires also speak an ancient vampiric language, which I haven't heard for at least 400 years. So they were speaking quite an ancient language, which, like I said, I'd not heard in a long time. I also liked the makeup and the effects for this, the practical effects and the look of the vampire. These aren't like romances like Dracula. These are like the friggin' shark from Jaws, with their sharp razor teeth, not just their fangs, but also those dark blood-shot eyes, those vicious and the horrible screeching noise they make, and their claws, their nails are like claws. It's, something that I haven't seen in a vampire for a good few centuries. I mean, there are vampires like that. Ancient beings, ancient vampires that have just lost their humanity and just want to kill for, not just for sport, but for survival. That's what these vampires are, and I do like that. This is also set in a full month of nighttime, so the vampires get to rule all. They get to run around, they get to cause chaos with everybody and kill and hunt. For them, it's a feeding frenzy in this small town. It took about half an hour for the whole blood to get going, but once it got going, man, it was good. These vampires even had a human that went out into the town for them to, well, basically make sure there's some, a good lot of snacks out there. Of course, when you get bit by these, you turn, or if you do a blood transfer, you turn. But anyway, we'll discuss that in the mythology. But yes, it is a good film, very entertaining, and I very much enjoy watching it. And I've watched it now well, the film came out in 2007, so it still holds up, I think, as a very good gore fest if you enjoy that. So anyway, what am I going to give 30 Days of Night? I think I will give this one 4.5 fangs out of 5. 4.5 fangs out of 5 for this one. So, let us get to the next bit. Shall we go with the mythology, the mythos next? Let's do that. The mythology in this film, the vampires appear almost human, but with very big demonic features such as completely black eyes, and of course razor-sharp teeth, not just the fangs, and also long nails that are claws. They also can tear through humans and also consume their blood. Of course, if you've been bitten by one of these, or you inject yourself with their blood or get any of their blood in your system, you will soon be turned into one of them, having a lust for blood. Of course, these vampires do have the weakness of sunlight, which we do see in the film when Josh Hartnett's character burns up at the end. I'm also assuming that you can kill these with a stake to the heart or a beheading. Well, definitely a beheading. The vampires speak completely original language. It was created for the film with the help of a New Zealand professor at a university. Steve Niles originally convinced that the story would make a good film, but after years of rejection by studios, it was, however, reworked into a comic book. Eventually, a studio that rejected the original screenplay wanted for the movie to be made after reading the comic. Most of the night shots were shot during the day by using the day for night process. Shot in New Zealand, nearly half the cast is Kiwi or Australian. The entire town of Burrows is used in the movie was built in New Zealand, and all scenes shot there or in a soundstage where it was easier to control fake snow. Josh Hartnett did all his own stunts, and Melissa George did most of her own driving. In the comics, the head vampire, Vicenet, travelled to Burrow to stop the other vampires' plans in order to prevent the secrecy of vampires. According to the DVD commentary, Josh Hartnett was sick with mono for 2 weeks of filming. During that period, he had flown to Venice, London, New York, and Los Angeles for the premieres of the 2006 thriller The Black Dahlia. According to David Slade, veteran director Sam Raimi was slated to direct the film when the script was in its early stages. Then Raimi opted to produce instead. All the vampires have names, but none are mentioned until the end credits of the film. In reality, Burrows, now a new town by a different name, doesn't see the sun for a rough 67 days, not 30 days. The film was done in 80 days as well. Well, there you have it. Have you seen the movie 30 Days of Night? Did you learn anything interesting or new about it? Do share down below in the comments, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to share with your friends. I've been your host, Lark the Vampire, and I will see you next month. So until next time, Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and yeah, until next time, don't have nightmares. So anyway, yes, I'm back with a brand new episode of the Bloody... Let's move further out. Dear me. I'm back with another episode of the Bloody Fang-Tastic Show. And it's the show where I give you a triple helping. Facts, reviews, mythoses. Let's do that again.